Welcome to this week's vlog. The week started with a trip to Liverpool for the Labour Party conference. It's fair to say that I was a little apprehensive about just how welcome the NFU were going to be at that event, given some of the challenges of the past 10 months. We met with dozens of Labour MPs and we had over 100 delegates attend our Great British Breakfast on the Monday morning. Secretary of State Emma Reynolds attended and spoke about the need to rebuild the relationship with farming, about unlocking the opportunity and recognising that confidence is a critical part of this. I then raised the issue of inheritance tax, and a critical element of rebuilding that confidence is looking again at the proposals that have been made around inheritance tax. Many of the conversations that we had with Labour MPs focused on the Sentax work and how that had landed within the party. We continue to push this area. All in all, a really productive conference. It was the third of the conferences that we've done so far, with the Conservative conference taking place next week. Our Monday night Fringe event was done jointly with Labour Coast and Country, and we again had good attendance from MPs as well as members and delegates from the Labour Party conference. It was great to see a packed room, and thanks for everyone that came along. I now want to move on to our NFU Farming Champion that was given at the Farmers Weekly Awards last night. This was a unanimous decision from NFU office holders and directors, and the individual who was given the award has done his best to make sure that the unfairness of the proposals around inheritance tax have been heard at the highest level. He's been willing to challenge the Prime Minister. He's brought together the Environment, Food and Rural Affairs Committee, a cross-party committee, to call for a delay in the changes being implemented. He's made sure that the voice of farming has had an opportunity to be heard right at the centre of Whitehall. And we really would like to thank Alistair Carmichael for all the support that he's shown over the last year and making sure that farming's voice has had an opportunity to be heard by EFRA and the wider political community. I'm now going to hand over to Rachel, who's going to give an update from the AgriFutures event last week.
Last week saw the AgriFutures Forum reception in Westminster. Now, you may have heard me talk about AgriFutures before. This is where we're actually looking at diversity within our industry. Our world is different, our population is diverse, yet agriculture is lagging behind in that diversity. The food we eat is diverse. So when we talk about the diversity within our industry, it's not just the right thing to be doing, a tick box thing. This is just essential to our future. So the reception was about bringing together people and in a safe space and having that think tank, actually thinking about how do we encourage more people into this industry, not just as farmers, not just as primary food producers, but as people that come into the supply chain that feed us and the supply chain that we feed into. Yet again, I am enormously proud of our small but mighty NFU Education team. This is the brainchild of them. This is about them thinking of the future, whether it's at primary school, secondary school, or moving on to when people are making choices about what does their future look like. Yet another thing that I'm immensely proud of that the NFU does for our members.
I hope that some of you will have seen the first edition of the NFU podcast, Shed Talks. This is about bringing together some practical information from farm, some inspiration from around the world, and also bringing to life the work of the NFU. The first edition I thought was excellent, a really easy listen, and I would urge you to download it. Now this is the time of year for renewals, and I just want to re-emphasise the importance of having a strong NFU. 43,000 members across England and Wales, the voice of farming. We really are stronger together, and if we stand together, we can try to make the changes required to unlock the opportunities for the future, and you and your voice is an absolutely critical part of that. Thank you very much for listening. I look forward to speaking to you next week.